everyone goes vegan, what happens to all the animals? I think this is a really bizarre question, so time to answer it. Hi, it's Fee, the Healthy Vegan author and creator of the Gold Card Vegan resource website. So, what would happen to all the animals if everyone went vegan? Surprisingly enough, this particular question comes up quite a lot. People seem to think that if they go vegan, everyone will go vegan all at the same time, and that will inevitably mean that cows, pigs, sheep and chickens will be let loose to roam around willy-nilly. So, okay, it's time to get real. Even though more and more people are turning to veganism every day, it is obvious that most people have a long way to go before even thinking about eating plants rather than animals. Even those who do take on a reduced meat intake are still buying into the animal agricultural industry. This means the likelihood of millions of farm animals roaming the world is quite honestly a bizarre notion. So the first thing to understand is that farmed animals are bred into existence specifically for us to eat, for no other reason. In most cases, humans control the breeding, especially in factories and large dairy farms. It is done by artificial insemination, which is an abusive and cruel practice. So let's look at an example. When consumer demand for dairy increases, the number of dairy cows increases purely to meet the demand. When consumer demand for dairy decreases, as is kind of being seen now with more people having plant milk and dairy-free products, the number of cows bred reduces. In the case of Aotearoa, New Zealand, the dairy industry is looking overseas, namely China, to market its product to keep the money coming in and the dairy farms going. The reduced demand means fewer cows, reduced herds, and farmers transitioning away. It's really quite logical. The same applies to cattle, sheep, chickens, and pigs. The less demand for beef, pork, lamb, chicken, or eggs, the fewer these animals are bred into existence. And just as an aside, the same applies to wool, leather, fur, and silk. The fur industry, is a really good example of this. As more governments ban fur farms and fashion houses ditch the use of animal fur, the need for these animal farms declines and finally, over time, ceases to exist. Now, in 2018, excuse me, Norway implemented a complete prohibition on fur farming and aimed to gradually eliminate all fur farms by 2025. Now, as of 2021, only 6 mink farms were still operating. And in January 2023, the last 2 fur farms closed down permanently, thus putting an end to fur farming in that industry in Norway. So no matter what is in decline, you can guarantee it will be a slow transition. There are so many people out there who have yet to learn about veganism or plant-based nutrition. Yes, it's becoming more prevalent, especially on social media. Still, a person, for example, who is into gaming has his focus on the next game and is not at all seeing or taking in any vegan message because it's just not relevant to that person. And another example of this, if you want to buy a car and you want something different, perhaps you'll get a Citroen. I can guarantee that once you've got that car, you'll see more Citroens everywhere. The same goes for the gamer. It's only when something happens that he gets his curiosity up, such as he may see the cube of truth in his city occasionally, but doesn't take any notice until one day he stops and looks. Now the wheels start working. The chances are he still won't go vegan that day. In fact, it may be months or years later before he does. So if you think about this logically, there's no way everyone will go vegan all at the same time, much as I'd like to think that they would. This means that the argument, if everyone goes vegan, what happens to all of the animals is rather irrelevant. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Here's the usual. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Remember to have great food. Make it plant-based. And be compassionate to all animals, including humans. Bye for now.